Next topic, following that, is Geno Smith. What's his future? And I think Geno Smith left a bad taste in all of the NFL and general manager's mouth with this season, this performance. And to be honest with you, bro, if you talking about if we trying to put blame, 100% blame, we look at the 100%. I only can really put about 30% on Geno. I could put 30% on Geno. 70% is on the Raiders and the wide receiver room. The wide receiver room was terrible, man. He said, "Hey, what's up, John Hobbs? 7697." He said, "Hey, I'm a Seahawks fan. I feel a little bad for the Raiders fan. They were always a very loyal fan base. I hope Clint can make improvements. I wish you guys the best of luck." See, I'm not even a Raiders fan, bro. I'm really a Falcon fan, but it's the off season, so we just got to find things to talk about. You know what I'm saying? That's important. That's coming up. And since the Raiders have number one overall pick, they're going to be a team that we talk about majority of the time going into the draft. So that's why I'm talking about them. And he said, "Yes, you're right. You got to make personnel improvements." They do, bro. They do. They do. And one of the personnel improvements is going to be with Geno Smith, getting rid of him. You paying him so much money, but I think they'll cut him and they'll just have to just deal with that dead money. They don't have to deal with it, bro. They don't want to, but and like I said, I don't think Geno even played that bad, John. I don't think he played that bad. I think he had a terrible receiver core and he had to force a lot of things, bro, to keep his team in the games. And him forcing all those things cost a lot of turnovers. But can you blame him? When your wide receiver core is that bad, can you really blame Geno for forcing a lot of these passes? They couldn't get a running game going. Ashton kept getting hit in the backfield. The old line was terrible. So he really couldn't do nothing. In my opinion, if I'm the Raiders, I wouldn't even draft Mendoza. But I know they're going to draft Mendoza, though, because Geno Smith is not Clint Kubiak's guy. And trust me, Clint Kubiak took this job to get his own quarterback, not to play Geno Smith. Geno Smith was brought there to be Pete Carroll's guy for the long term, for at least 2 to 3 years. And after 1 year, the Raiders said they seen enough. And that's basically what happened. And like I said, I think Geno could go somewhere else and be a bridge quarterback. Let's say Aaron Rodgers don't want to come back. Let's just say hypothetically Aaron Rodgers don't want to come back. So if I'm the Steelers, I go get Geno. He's played with DK, so him and DK, they have some familiarity. Then you look at the system. I think him and Mike McCarthy, I think he'll be good in Mike McCarthy's system. I think he could throw for late like 3,800 to 4,000 yards in the season under Mike McCarthy. I think they'll have a pretty good season. You know what I'm saying? But offensive line is very important. You got to protect your quarterback and improve the run game. Yes, you do, bro. You do. And that was one of the Raiders' that's one of the Raiders' problems, bro. They couldn't do that. They couldn't do that, bro. And Ashton Jeanty had to be Barry Sanders just to get 2-3 yards every play. And when you're doing that, and then like the media, they not fair. They gonna sit there and just say Ashton Jeanty suck instead of not and putting everything in the context and saying, no, he don't suck. His O-line sucks. And if you don't have a good O-line that can get you just a little bit of some leverage to push up the field, what can you really do? You're gonna keep being in the backfield. You're only gonna keep getting 2 or 3 yards a carry. But when you have an O-line that can get that push, but then you can rush you can have 5 yards to carry. You can have 6 yards to carry. You can make some plays as a running back. Get into open space and make somebody miss to score a touchdown. But when you're getting hit in the backfield every play and you got to be Barry Sanders just to get 2 to 3 yards, like, bro, like, how can we blame Ashton Jeanty? He said, actually, the best thing for the Seahawks was when they traded Russell Wilson. They got so many extra draft picks with that. Yeah, bro, they robbed Denver Broncos. You ain't lying about that. They did rob the Denver Broncos. You ain't lying about that. But yeah, with Geno, bro, I just think with Geno, I can see him going to Pittsburgh. I can see him going to Arizona. You know what I'm saying? Arizona, they want to get rid of Kyler Murray. I can see him going to the Dolphins. You know what I'm saying? I think Geno is somebody that he could turn it around, bro, if you put the right pieces around him, bro. I can see him going to Green Bay. I can see him going to the Packers. The Packers O-line isn't that bad. They held up for Aaron Rodgers. I think I can see Geno going, and Geno, he's way more mobile. He's younger than Aaron Rodgers. He can run around too. I know he's like 35, 36, but he's still mobile enough to get first downs with his legs. You know what I'm saying? Aaron Rodgers was scared to run. You know what I'm saying? That's why he just stood in the pocket. He stood in the pocket, and if it wasn't there, he just threw it on the ground. Geno, he can actually run and get you a couple of first downs, even being 36 or 37 years old. So you still have that aspect of Geno can run around. So I can see Geno still being a starter going into 2026. But that, to me, that's all if Aaron Rodgers don't come back for the Steelers. I only think the Steelers is the only team that'll give Geno a shot. I think the Steelers is the only team, but he has to be released. They're not trading for him. He has to be cut by the Raiders, and I can see the Steelers going to grab him just for a year. Just for a year. Just see what happens. First year under Mike McCarthy. If they suck, then you draft the quarterback next year. If you're successful, then you just keep it going. He's a veteran. You keep it going, and now you just build around that team and try to put some pieces around. But you also still draft a quarterback because Geno is showing you he's not consistent year after year that to where that he could be your starter. He could be your quarterback of the future. So you still gonna have to put somebody behind him to make him to show him like time is ticking, my boy. Do something. We gave you a year, you look good, but we just can't depend on every year that you're gonna be dominant because you're already 35, 36 years old. So we got to prepare for your departure. But that's it. That's the only team I can see for Geno right now. That's the only team. Because right now, if you listen to the media, he's washed. He sucks. He's one of the main reasons why the Raiders only won about 3 or 4 games this year. And if you really watch the Raider games like I did, and I'm not even a Raiders fan, the Raiders O-line was terrible. And number 10, who they told us was going to have a breakout year, Trey Tucker, who they got Trey Tucker right, but they got everybody else wrong. And Brock Bowers, look at Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers still made the Pro Bowl, but he could have put up way better numbers, similar to what he did his rookie year if his O-line would have held up, and they didn't. And it made Geno look bad and it affected Geno's play. So that's my thoughts on just Geno overall. I just feel like they didn't do Geno justice by they set Geno up for failure, bro. You should have invested in your O-line. And to be honest, you should invest in your O-line, and you should invest in your wide receiver core. You didn't do that. You just thought we got these young guys, let's see what they do, and it didn't do nothing. He said Geno was a decent quarterback when he played for the Seahawks. He could run, but you're right. He's getting older and things slow down. Yeah, man. Yeah, John. I just don't I would give him a year or 2 if I'm a Steelers, if Aaron Rodgers don't come back. But besides that, that's all I can really give Geno, man. Because after they made the 2021 playoffs, remember, 2022, people thought, oh, the Seahawks are going to be legit. And they were just average. Geno, to me, showed you what he only as far as he can take you. Geno can get you to at least 9 to 10 games and the exit out in the first round. Anything else, I don't see it. But Geno has shown that he could get you at least 9 to 10 games out the season. And besides that, there's nothing else he can really do for you. For real, bro. And I wouldn't invest everything into Geno. I just wouldn't do it, bro. I wouldn't. You got to draft a quarterback. Even if, like I say, if he take them to the playoffs next year, you still got to draft a quarterback, bro. Because based on his history, he's going to be inconsistent that second year. Because it's like the league figures him out again. Like he'll come out, he'll dominate. You'll be like, okay, Geno. The next year, it's like he get figured out again, and they stop him, and he's average. So that's my thoughts on that.